Well, hello there.
What's going on, everybody?
Yo, it's your boy, Peter the Guy.
And your boy, Mo.
And we are the Binge Hunters podcast.
Oh, yeah. Episode 2, right?
Episode 2. I'm excited.
Oh, me too, man.
Yo, let me tell you, all the good stuff that people said about us last time. They said that we were annoying. First of all, you got to get that out the route. I'm like, all right, cool.
Was it a lot of people?
It was enough. It was enough people that I had to, calm down. So I'll try to be a little bit more settled.
Yo, to our listeners out there, share us, man. We're trying to multiply out here.
No, first of all, shout out to our listeners,
They're the number one fans.
Of course. No. We also have to shout them out, Shout out to them. Shout out to everybody listening out there.
Oh, yeah.
And, share us, promote us. We're going to make it one day.
Oh, yeah. We will. Kill them with success, right?
That's right. That's what we're all about.
Woo!
So, today, what are we talking
about? Altered Carbon, Season 1.
Season 1, yes. So, tell me about it.
Oh, a little bit about it. Real atmosphere level. Futuristic show. Little bit cyberpunky, right? It's about, people who live in a world where they can upload their consciousness into a device. And then that device then can be put into many bodies, basically, allowing you to live forever.
Oh, yes. So basically, you telling me that everybody lives forever.
Yes. More so. You can still die, but you can technically live forever. And if you're rich, you can really live forever.
Oh, if you're rich, you can do everything you want.
Of course, because you can clone yourself, which is crazy.
Oh, no, this show has it all. I'm not going to lie. It has, cloning. It has, sex, violence, and gore, which I'm all about.
Yo, AI.
Plus, it has a great story. It has detectiveness. It has, very good eye candy.
Just a little bit of eye candy. I mean, they weren't all pretty.
No, Most of them were. Shout out to the cast. Shout out to the cast.
Yo, all beautiful people.
All beautiful
Especially
people.
Joel Kinnaman. You know what I mean? That man's a snack.
You're a married man. You know that, right?
Try anything twice, right? That's what they say. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Yo,
I hope my wife doesn't kill me if she's listening to this.
Oh, no,
I love you, baby.
Yo, shout out to your baby moms. Shout out to
the baby mama.
Yo. So, yeah, Altered Carbon, right? That's the show?
Yes.
So, I was really, I want to say, not put on this until you put me on.
Yes.
Like, I was sleeping on the show.
You were sleeping.
And I have to say thank you.
Yes.
Because when you put me on to the show last year, right, I was very fascinated by not only, the futuristic stuff that this show, shows.
Yeah.
It also gives you some very deep thoughts, like, to consider and to question how, people are really evil. Like,
yes.
And not like by default. Sometimes they do a good thing while doing bad things to complete this good thing, right? So it makes you, I want to say, think a lot. It brings up, great topics. A lot of discussion happens when you watch the show. But overall, man, the technology on this, futuristic world is awesome. Like, I wish, we were living in a, society like that where, like, people could die and they can always come back as long as they are okay with their chip. Like, as long as you keep your latest update, you should be fine.
Yo, I don't know about you, man. That was a little scary to me, man, because, like, it was a little intimidating, man. Like, you can live forever? What? That's crazy. Can you think about that? Can you think about that?
Ultimate dream. Like,
and
imagine the things that you could
do. Are you? Like, that show does a great job of questioning the soul and what that is. Like, but your consciousness is uploaded into a machine that is then put into, or like a memory card that's then put into bodies of people with actual flesh and blood. But, like, is that really you? You know what I mean? Like,
so you're telling me that you're just a file on a USB?
I mean, it seems like it.
Yo, I don't care what anybody says about you, man. You're not a file. You're a person.
I hope not.
No. This show really does a great job of exploring a different take on, sci-fi and the importance of having a limited lifespan, right?
Yes.
Where it is great to live for a long time, but it does kind of not make it worth it.
Yes,
right?
Because it's an ugly world.
It is a very ugly world.
And if you're not
most
rich,
of the people that have, the power to, live forever in this world are not so good people. Like, yes, they do good things,
Yes.
but they themselves are not really good people.
The people that we are kind of shown are not good people. I'd like to think that maybe there are some people that, you know, in that world have a lot of money, have a lot of resources, and maybe they still are good people. I mean, but again, I think that's another thing, right? Like, when we indulge in things a lot, it's bad, right? And I think maybe this is one of those things, like living forever, indulging in life forever. Is that a good thing? Question mark.
Right? No, this show does a great job of tackling that, the social, you know, I guess, class hierarchy that, you know, some people may have. But the show itself is a very great watch. You have to binge watch it whenever you can.
Got to.
You have to, like, you know, I want to say have a pen and paper for this, because it has so much rich, you know, world. Like, it has so much, what would you say?
I would say lore, right?
Yeah, it has a lot of lore.
The world is built around you, like with this amazing architecture. Like, man, you were in the future, right? Like, there's like all this technology, and like it's not just like, oh, it's cool and futuristic, but like how it's being used, right? Like AI, you know, like it's all around us. Like, even remember, like they didn't have regular phones like we do today. Like, their phones were connected to their eyes somehow. Like, it was a part of like their operating system, which is crazy.
In a sense, they had the futuristic iPhone. It was the iPhone, you know, 2000 and, you know, 1000, you know. It was the very limited edition iPhone.
Oh yeah,
because you did everything with your eye.
Oh yeah, the X times infinity, bruh.
Of course, you know, there was no Androids out here, so everybody was on iPhones. Okay, but shout out to people with Androids, nonetheless. You know, they still fans.
It's Team Apple all day, every day. If you don't got a blue bubble, see yourself out.
Yo, relax. But no, the show is very cool. It's another detective murder mystery based on this sci-fi world of, you know, that people can live forever, right? Yes. Which is interesting. Like, how do you die when you can live forever?
Well, that's the thing, right? Your consciousness is in something called basically a sack, right? It's a little like memory card. But
so it's a sack.
I mean, not a sack, but like it's like a little, like, you know, metal chip basically.
Yes. It's like an you know, what you call it, a little flash drive.
Yes. I mean, I guess, but like it looks really cool. Like, you know, it even like plops light if you're still like technically alive. You know what I mean? Like it's yeah, I mean, yeah.
So it's a
basically
fancy flash drive.
Yo, it's a flash drive with a flashlight.
Yo, all right, multi-use.
Yo, yeah.
But no, the actual story follows Mr. Takashi Kovacs, right?
Yes.
Which is our main character in the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is a good person.
I would say morally questionable person.
Morally questionable person. Aren't we all?
I mean,
but no, you're right. This person, right?
He tries to be good.
He has been through a lot, and you kind of understand him as you learn and you see the actual show, you know, unraveled. You actually learn that he's been through a lot, and some of the things that he's gone through kind of shaped him on who he is now.
Yes.
But yes, this would you call him a detective? What would you call him? A soldier?
I would call him a soldier.
An ex-soldier, right? He's not a former soldier. He's like not really a soldier.
Yeah, like legitimately.
Like he was trained by soldiers, but
yes, he was trained by the legit military of the authority, right?
Yes.
The pro crap.
Look, you getting too deep into it. He was just a soldier.
He was a soldier. He was a soldier. Fine.
You know, turn, you know,
protectorate or something
like
that.
You know, PI. He's a, you know,
okay.
He was PI.
Yes,
that's what it is.
No, he was a legit soldier, right? For the legit army that kind of like oversees the UN or whatever, the government, the world system government, right? And then he's also a soldier, you know, like a revolutionary soldier.
I got you.
Soldier on two fronts.
Yeah, but he's also like a PI over all this.
So I would say
really look into stuff. That's what he can do.
Nah, bro.
And you know, you get it too deep into the character.
No. Check this out. I got a good one.
All right.
He's a full-time soldier, but also a part-time soldier.
Shut the hell up. All right. Relax. So yes, this guy, right? This main character, he gets sent to jail. Like that's the first scene that you see. You get to meet him. He's in a world. You know, he introduces the world. Yes. He lets you know what's going on, and then you know, first 5 minutes into the show, he gets sent to jail. Right?
Yes.
Because of all the crimes he's committed.
Yes.
And then after that, the next scene is him coming out of jail.
Yes.
Well, allegedly, because we didn't know he was in jail until he tells us that he was in jail.
Yes.
He's like, hey, how long have I been out?
Yes.
Turns out 250 years have passed.
250
and, everything he knew, either is dead or he doesn't remember.
Yes.
Or, things change. And he doesn't even remember what planet he's on anymore.
Yes.
So, a lot of the things that he knew are no longer there.
Yep.
But yes, we get introduced to him. And then we quickly get introduced to his boss, if you will.
Yes.
Mr.
Lauren Bancroft.
Okay, Mr. Bancroft.
Super rich guy.
Yes.
Apparently has the pull to take this very bad person out of quote unquote jail.
I don't think he was in jail because he didn't have a release date. He was just put
you're right.
hold for ever because he had really committed a bunch of crimes.
They put him in the system as spending time from current time till question mark.
Exactly. So he didn't have a sentence, if you will.
Yeah,
so
he was sentenced for
he
ever.
was there forever.
Yes.
So I guess he was technically dead, right?
Yes.
Because he
Kinda.
didn't have a release date, so he was never gonna come out unless this guy, brought him out because he has so much pull.
Yes.
So once he gets out of it, right, he gets introduced to Mr. Bancroft.
Yes.
Mr. Bancroft quickly, tells him that in order for him to continue, I guess, living, right, and he provides a full, explanation on what he needs to do, which is actually find out who actually murdered Mr. Bancroft
himself.
Yes. No. He offers him hey, if you can, because it looks like Mr. Bancroft got killed somehow.
Yes.
In this world where
he himself died.
Yes. Mr. Bancroft somehow died, and Mr. Bancroft, because he is a rich person, he came back, right?
Because he, like everybody else in this world, can live forever.
Yeah, but this person is extremely rich, so he can come back exactly like he was before, right?
Yes.
But no, he hires this guy and he says, hey, if you want to live, a very promising life, you want to have a full pardon, and you want to have, riches, just find out who killed me, right? Who killed me, and I need to know, right? And he's like, okay, cool. Well, at first he's kind of hesitant about it. I don't want to. I've done so many bad things. I don't want to do another bad thing.
Yes.
So he's like, no, I'm good.
Well,
and then
technically,
Mr. Bancroft is like,
well, no. Well, I'll take it a step further. Technically, he's being hired by a person that in his past life he fought against ever being. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take that into account. I think that was really what pissed him off, and he didn't want to take his offer.
Well, yes. Once again, he had already seen too much, and he's like, you know what? I was okay not doing nothing other than being
a mercenary.
No, being in this hold for 250 years. I've already seen too much.
Oh yeah.
I'm okay. I'm good.
Yeah. Put me back in.
No, just hang around a little bit. Hang around for a day. Give me your answer at the end.
Think about it.
Right, and then oh man, this man gets introduced so many people. People want to kill him already.
Yo, but Peter, what's the first thing he does? As soon as he leaves that place and they tell him to think about it.
Oh, he does a bunch of drugs and he's gonna go bang a bunch of hookers.
Oh yeah,
and low-key, that's every man's dream.
Yo, I was there for that energy. I was put me in, coach.
I was
put me in.
I was really enjoying, where the show was gonna take us. At least in the beginning, I was like, yo, this man is gonna be a train wreck, and it's gonna be trouble. I thought he was not gonna be, as cool as he turns out to be eventually.
Yes.
But no, this man, meets a lot of people in this one day that he's out.
Yep.
And then by the end of it, right, he wants to pick up the case. He wants to know who did this, and then he wants to keep living. But yeah, that's what the main premise is about: is finding out who killed Mr. Bancroft.
Exactly. Yep.
So I guess in short term, what would you, want to say? Tell your friends about this show in order to get them interested on, and also, what would your rating be?
Yo, my rating, just start out with the rating, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Yes.
Why?
I think because the show is amazing. It has such a great story. It has very involved characters, right? That on the surface, they have ulterior motives, ulterior agendas happening behind the scenes. And Mr. Takashi Kovacs, right? You've seen his past, you see his past, you see where he's at, and you see that, he's trying to be a good person, but like all things in this world, our environment is kind of, pitted against us sometimes, and he has to kind of adapt to that and be, you know, be what he can be and help the people around him, and also solve this mystery with all these things happening around him. So I think that the futuristic thing about the show, you know, like that you can live forever, that all the technology, right, the artificial intelligence, it's so rich, and it gives you that question mark of like, is this where we're headed? Question mark. Like, and then even above that, like, what's the meaning of life? Like to a, you know, to the soul. Like, is the soul real? Like, are we who we say we are if we upload our consciousness into these machines? So I give it a 9 out of 10, man. I think the story is rich. Characters are incredible. And I think that if you haven't watched this show, you got to watch it right now.
Wow. Okay. All right. I'm all for it. I'm already interested as you just said it. But no, I would say maybe not a 9, but an 8.5. A solid 8.5.
Get out of here, hater.
Yo,
what is that?
No,
that?
No, I really like the show. I think everything you said was very eloquently put, right? I would not, you know, add nothing. Well, yeah, I could add something to it. However, it does start a little slow. And if you're not really paying attention, like if you're just watching the show in the background and you're like doing some other things, maybe, you know, you're working as you have your show playing in the background.
Yes.
You're gonna get lost. Like you're gonna get lost. You're not really truly focused on it, and you might get lost. You have to be sitting down and actually put a little bit of effort, at least in the beginning, just to get the whole, you know, world and, you know, how everything works. Once the pace picks up after, you know, episode 2 or so, then you start to really enjoy it. You know, you start to get into newer things. But I want to say that yes, the world itself, super interesting. It's a great take on, you know, the sci-fi genre. The story itself, very tricky. Like it has its up and downs.
Yes.
And like its twist, the plot twist on it is crazy.
I know.
And then I think it has like multiple plot twists. It's like, okay, so this guy was this guy, but actually it was this other guy.
Yes.
Wow. It's interesting. The whole, you know, you can live forever thing is a very
hard concept to get your head around, right? Like that's crazy, right?
Yeah, because it makes you think like, what could I do if I could live forever, right?
But it makes sense. Like, come on, man. Like the way we're headed into technology, into the future, and especially now, like, you know, we got a space force now. Like if we ever want to see beyond this earth, like our meat sacks, bro, they're not gonna get us there.
Oh yeah, we are just temporary, right?
Yeah.
But if you could live forever, you could do so many things.
You can see the world.
Oh yes, and not even this world. You can see all the world.
Exactly. So, space is just an ocean.
So yes, the idea itself is crazy. I really liked it. And 8.5, man, you gotta watch it.
Oh yeah, definitely. So now to all our listeners, spoiler alert, we about to get into it now, baby. We're about to have a discussion, you know, just me and Peter about
the actual show. Now we can get into the, you know, the actual story and all the meat stuff that comes in, right? So. Just spoiler warning, right? And here we go.
Here we go, baby.
Hey.
We back, baby.
Yo, so we back.
Y'all like our little intro song?
Oh, of course. Yo. You gotta love it.
Shout out to all the SpongeBob fans out there.
Yo, shout out to SpongeBob.
Yo, shout out to Barnacle Boy and Mermaid Man.
Don't sue us, man. We're just playing. So, Altered Carbon, man. What you think?
Man, so fucking incredible, man. Like,
oh my God.
Gosh, dude, like,
yo, Detective Ortega, man.
Yes, she's beautiful, man. She's really short, really beautiful. I'm not gonna lie to you. Look, I don't know though. I like Ray a lot. You know what I mean?
Oh my
Takashi's
God.
sister.
Oh
she was cutie. She was a cutie.
I mean, I'm not gonna judge, but your taste in women is terrible.
You're a hater. See yourself out because that woman was beautiful. All right, just because she was in Spanish, long black hair. You know what I'm saying?
Was she on something? Like, I feel like I knew her.
Maybe.
Like, from something. Like, was she the lady in Grey's Anatomy?
No. That was a different girl. Totally different girl. You talk about the Asian girl with the curly hair, Grey's Anatomy?
Yes.
Different girls, man.
Okay.
They look nothing alike.
I know. I'm sorry.
You're terrible.
I'm sorry. She just kind of looked familiar, but I don't remember from where. So
Look,
the first thing that I
not
thought
all
was like,
Asian girls look the same, man.
No, I'm not saying that. Relax. Right? I don't want to get canceled. But no, what I'm saying is like I've seen her before. I just don't remember from where.
Yeah.
But like that show comes to me.
I think maybe she has been in another show. I mean,
yes. I mean, we can always Google it, but we don't.
we
don't have an intern.
I mean,
yet.
we'll find out later when we look it up.
Soon.
Yeah.
But no, like, forget her. She's gonna come later on in the episode.
All
but I want to say Detective Ortega is probably the unsung hero. Like, yes,
kind of
like unsung / guilty on she's the problem, she's the reason some of these problems came about because she was just being hard-headed,
a little too nosy,
and she couldn't let go of that man candy that she used to have.
Yeah, she was a little obsessed with her ex, basically, who Takashi Kovacs kind of takes over his body, right? Just his human body.
Wait, let's talk more about this story. So all right, so the first thing we meet Takashi in his real, I want to say body, right?
Yes.
He's Asian, right?
Yes. Well, that's not the first thing that happens.
Yeah, like you get.
He comes out of jail though. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. In the hotel room.
You get to meet him on who he actually is. Like he's an Asian person, right?
Yeah, he's an Asian
by
guy.
birth.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then when he gets arrested and he gets sent to jail
because he's a mercenary.
And he comes out of jail. He comes back as a jacked white guy, right?
Yes.
And no, I guess what you say, no problem there, because that man is pretty. He looks pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, Joel Kinnaman, who's the actual actor, man, the guy's a snack, man. I mean, he's looking good, man.
all right, whatever, man. Whatever.
Chest, you can tell he hits chest day a little too hard.
Yo, we should aspire to be like this guy,
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy.
All right. Settle down. But no, so we get introduced to him. He's the new Takashi Kovacs, right?
Yes.
Because in this world, you can be anybody you want, as long as they don't, get rid of your chip, right? Your chip holds you.
Yes.
So
your chip is your consciousness.
You can get implanted,
which is called a sack.
Anybody's body, right? And you can become effectively that person.
Yes.
Just with your, your own thoughts, your own memories, everything.
If that body is alive and not been destroyed in some way.
So so technology itself has some limitations where as long as the body is functional and can be either one patched up, make sure that some of the limbs are back together, and you're gonna be all right. But if for some reason somebody cuts off your head, or
it's a wrap.
You have
you can't use that no more.
Yeah, you were in a very big accident. You can't really come back to that body. You can always come back in a different body if you want to, but not on that same body. Unless you're extremely rich and you can afford to clone yourself as many times as you can, right?
Which apparently you can do.
Which you can do, and it's very interesting that they went that route because, can you imagine that every time you come back, you're a different person? You can actually be a different person.
Yes. It's scary.
Yes.
But in the show, I will say, though, unless you're trained for it, I mean, you get sleeve sick, they called it, where well,
no, that's an actual thing where if you've never I guess been on a different body that's not your own, when you come back you have to adjust. You have to adjust on the reflex that this body has compared to what you had.
Correct.
So it's kind of a little synchronization period where you get accustomed to where you are now.
Yes. Right.
So this man comes back as a different guy. Luckily for him, right, this guy was also trained in some I guess military /
kind of. I mean, he's a police detective, right? So he has some kind of police training, right?
Yes. So
and they even said it, they said that he had military reflexes or something like that.
And I don't know if they mentioned it, but can you add that to your body? Say,
I think you can modify it to add it. Yeah.
So say you have enough money, right? You as a person, right? Yes. You make enough money where instead of learning to be a badass, a badass, or somebody that has trained skills, right? You can just go buy these skills.
Hell yeah.
And then they can get uploaded to you.
You could just walk in, bro, and be like, yo, I want the Cadillac with all the bells and whistles, baby. I want to be fast, strong, everything.
Okay, all right. If that's the case, then, it kind of changes the little things for me because I thought you can only change your body like you can add like a robotic hand and stuff like that?
No, you can alter like your reflexes and stuff like that. Like because they talked about that kind of stuff.
Because you know how there's one guy in the show, right, where he's like strong, but then he had like a bodysuit on top of him, and then he uses that bodysuit to be stronger.
Yes.
So if there's such things that you can add like skills,
but he was stupid strong. Like he was breaking through walls. But yes, I think that again though, he was kind of a criminal. So I think if like you're the elite rich, you could like do it synthetically, right? With like whatever you have. Because remember we learned about synths, which are like bodies that can literally on the fly change what they look like.
I got you. No, you are right.
Yeah.
But that was more of
like a physical thing, I guess.
Yes, a physical thing.
Yeah, you can. I for sure think that you can like literally change like your reflexes and stuff like that to make
or
them
maybe
stronger.
enhance them a little
Enhance
bit.
them, yeah.
Maybe not completely change them, but enhance them. Like, yes, you can probably think a little quicker. You can have stronger reflex.
Yeah.
But no, you can't lift up a car because your body's
limited.
Of course
not. I mean, yeah, you're not Superman in that.
Exactly. Your body is limited to what your body is, right? I got you. All right, that makes sense. So you meet Takashi, and then Takashi meets Detective Ortega.
Yes, Ortega's obsessed with him, man. I mean,
I can see why.
I mean, yeah.
Or I would be obsessed with Detective Ortega. You know, shout out to Detective Ortega.
I mean, she's a cutie, man. I'm not gonna lie. Usually, girls like that aren't my type. You know what I mean? But like, she can get it every day of the week.
100%. 100%.
She's a beautiful woman.
Beautiful woman. And you get to see that in the show. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so glad.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we got to see it. You know, I'm usually okay with having a little, you know, violence and more sex. But this one has a lot of violence and little sex, but it's all right. I'm okay with it. As long as they show.
You got a whole cutscene full of it,
I know,
man.
and I was repeating.
You hit the replay. You hit the replay one more time. You were like, "Yo, let me replay that. Let me replay that scene real quick."
I just got to make sure that all the scenes and everything was placed like it should have been. So just for educational purposes, I had to take one for the team. But anyway, so Mr. Takashi, right, or Kovac, as he gets addressed in the show.
Yes.
He and Detective Ortega get taken to another main character, or would you say the main character of the show?
I would say another main character.
Another main character of the show, right? Which is Mr. Bancroft.
Yes.
He is the one that got Takashi out of jail.
Exactly.
Or I don't know if he was in jail because he didn't really have a time to come out of it.
Yeah, I mean, Takashi was like he was taken out of a body, right? Like his little memory sack, and consciousness sack or whatever. And technically he had no release date, so it was like, yo, present time to question mark. So that guy was gonna be in there forever, my guy.
Oh, exactly. So we didn't have a solid idea of when he was actually gonna come out.
Yep.
But he somehow managed to get out of there. Mr. Bancroft got him out of there.
Yep.
And he presents him with the case. It's like, hey, you need to solve who murdered me.
Yep.
And
which is crazy, right? Like, yo, I got you out of jail, and I also need you to find out who killed me because
like, I heard you have a particular set of skills that can help me out with this. But yes, this man gets presented with the idea of hey, if you can solve my murder, you can live. Like, I will give you a full pardon, and you will have enough money to live forever, and you will be set for life.
Yep.
And he declines it. Can you believe that? Like, somebody gets you out of jail.
Yo, he said, "Go fuck yourself."
He said, "Nah, I'm tired."
Yo, what's the first thing he did though? As soon as he told him, "Yo, I don't want to do this."
Yo, he got as much drugs as he could and try to find the dirtiest whores he could find.
Yo, that man got figgity fucked up.
And even the drugs, in the future look a little interesting because, like, instead of
yo, they're just eye drops, bro,
or like smoking them. They
give me some of that.
Exactly.
Let's go.
It looks like everything is connected to your eyes. Like everything, communication is, drugs are, everything seems to be connected to your eyes.
Everything. Yes.
So, can you imagine people that are born blind? That means that's it for you? You can't do nothing?
No, I don't think you can be blind. I don't think blindness is ever a thing, right? So, like, the cool thing about this show, right, is that it shows you a futuristic world, right, where your consciousness can be uploaded into any body. You can live forever if you have the bodies, right, or if you can clone yourself somehow, right? AI is a real thing. Like, communication is connected to yourself, like your operating system. So I think that this futuristic world, you know what I'm saying, has a lot of cool bells and whistles and toys that, you know, we get to obviously exploit, I guess, in a way.
All right. Let's just go on this little tangent right quick. So if you were put on the same scenario, right?
Yeah. Talk to me. Yeah.
What would be the first thing you would check out in the future? In this future?
In the future?
In this future? Yes.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Out of all the things I saw in there, man, I think I'd want to be like Ray, low key. Like I'd want to find a way to be successful and clone the shit of myself.
Yo, why, man? Why?
Because, man.
So you're gonna be successful
because in this show there's still a class system, bro. And like if you ain't rich, you ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but no. Look, I guess I didn't even give you the correct premise. It's like, yes, say you have unlimited funds.
All right,
and you have one day to live. What would you do on the day before you go back to jail and like never again?
Yo, again,
what is the one thing that you would like to try?
I'm pulling a Takashi, bro. I'm getting fitty fucked up, and I'm seeing all. No, I'm just kidding. I'm chilling.
That's a lie, bro. That's a lie. Okay, and your wife is not gonna be there. What you gonna do?
Your wife's not gonna be there. Yo, shout out to the baby mama. Don't get me in trouble here.
Yo, shout out to your baby moms, man. But no, I guess.
I mean, I guess you could go to all these brothels that apparently everybody can go to, but I don't know, man.
I would like to see
so like Lauren Bancroft's wife. Her body is like, kind of like, you know, altered so that like whenever you like touch her, like you feel what she's feeling.
What?
So like,
I don't remember this.
Yeah. So her body like exerts this chemical that allows the person that she's interacting with to feel what she's feeling.
Oh, I remember
So it's
this.
like double orgasm, double
yes,
like the like sensitive feeling.
Yes.
So I mean, if you want to try something, I mean, I guess that would be the Mac Daddy to go find somebody like that. If you really want to feel something crazy.
I got you. So you will still go, you know, get laid and do drugs. That's your.
Look, man.
You know me.
I mean, if it's my last day on Earth, I mean, why not?
I guess we are still primitive. I'm not gonna lie. You know, no matter what people say
for
about
men. For the one time.
No matter what people say about men, we all dogs. Because I will do the exact same.
Ladies, men ain't shit. Men ain't shit.
Yo, relax. Because I would do the same exact thing, man. I can't lie and say like, yo, I would go to a museum and see the art. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would fuck hella bitches and get messed up. You know.
Yo, chill.
All right, relax. But all right, that was just a little. You know, I just wanted to know where your head was at.
Look, man, if it's my last day, yeah, I'm gonna go see it all. I'm gonna go get turned, and I'm gonna go see this world and do the craziest experiences. You're not gonna remember
because you're gonna get messed up. Like your drugs are gonna.
Not really. I mean, yeah, kind of, but I mean, it's still an experience.
I got you. No, I probably would enhance just the experience, right? So, all right, I'm gonna just let that be that.
Because like your body's just like a meat suit. But yeah, I'm with you.
I got you. Okay, all right. So the man continues, and throughout the story, right, we have a lot of twists and turns.
Oh yeah.
We have his story, like what was Takashi before all of this, and how he became to be Mr. Kovacs, if you will.
I mean, he was always Mr. Kovacs.
We also meet Ortega, and what she was before she was with now Takashi or Kovacs. Yep. I don't know what we should call him Kovacs if we call him on, like, that's what they call him on the show.
Yes.
So we're gonna address him as Kovacs from now on, right? Yes. So because Takashi was kind of taken out, like it don't hit the same. Like I can't call him Takashi.
It don't hit the same.
I can't see him with a rainbow head. It's like, yo, that's a different Takashi.
Fair enough.
So we're gonna call him Kovacs from now on. Uh-huh. And then Detective Ortega. Yes. And then we get to meet some of her, family, as well as her partner.
Yep.
And some of the background story for her.
Yes.
And then we also get to meet Bancroft and his wife,
his family,
which is also, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit of eye candy there. It's like, yo,
she's beautiful.
That's
a real woman right there.
I know. Who would you say is a little bit better? Like, okay, like Mrs. Ortega or the wife?
Man, like I have to choose.
Yes, if you had to choose one.
That's a hard choice, man. Man, I'm choosing the wife no matter what.
Oh, my God.
Every day, baby.
Oh, my God.
Beautiful, blonde, tall. She's just taller. I think the tall thing does it for me.
Really? You don't think it's like nice body or the nice hair or the nice...
You're right. It's the beautiful smile. That's just what I love.
Hell up. All right. Whatever, bro. No. All right. if I was planning with the same thing, I'll probably say, Detective Ortega, because that's more my type. She's
just a little too short for me.
That's a little bit around my alley. You hate.
We all know about you and these black-haired Hispanic girls out here.
Relax.
Shout out to Big C. All right, continue, bro.
So I think the show itself has a lot of plot twists in it. Like, I don't know if we should address them right away or we should go on it as we discuss the show.
Yes.
But it is very crazy how you thought, like watching the show, right? You go to like episode 4 and you're trying to figure out with Kovac, like who killed this guy, try to paste the clues of, who might have did it and stuff like that. Yes. And you kind of have a clue and you think, oh, it might be the son because of this, and this, because, he low-key kind of treats him bad. And, this guy kind of resents him. And, we find out that his son has like a copy machine in his house that can copy anybody and he can become anybody.
Yes.
So you're like, all right, his son did it. And then we get to the actual, there's a premise where like, there's a point in the show where like everybody is presented with this
details, basically.
Yeah, the details. And turns out that Kovac has like a, fifth instinct, or if you will, where like he can kind of tell that people are being honest and not like,
that they're kind of lying. They're deceiving you for some reason.
Yes. And then like, I think if he had that power all along, it's like, why can't he like tell the man?
Well, he tells you. He like, people think that. Like, people think that he has this skill, right? Because they have this myth about Invoice, which is what he used to be at some point, right?
I think it's Envoice.
Envoice. You're right.
It's spelled with an E, but it's
Envoice. Yeah. Where like they can know what you're thinking or whatever. But he says it in the show. He's like, it's just a magic parlor skill. You're literally just grasping at a line and guessing, and sometimes like that just works, right. And you guess right. Exactly.
I think it might be a low key an Envoy, bro, because I got that same skill. It's like,
when people are tricking you.
I could tell when people are not being authentic, and I can bring out some.
When they fencing you for the free meal.
Yo, relax. I'm not there yet. I need a little bit more training. Anybody out there,
my guy?
Anybody out there that wants a free meal, I might be a little available.
Peter's available. He's taking applications, girlfriend applications. Everybody, especially if you are short, black hair, and a little bit tan.
Every season is hunting season, if you know what I mean.
Settle down, boys. Settle down.
You're right. So back to the show. Mr. Bancroft, right?
Yes.
Is still not fully convinced that he killed himself, right? After some of the details that you find throughout the show, might point at it. Like, yes, we find out that his son didn't kill him.
Yep.
And we also find out that, his wife didn't kill him.
Yep.
There's really no other people that might actually hate him except for himself, right?
Exactly.
So what do you think about that?
Well, he says that all these rich people hate him, though, at one point.
Well, yes, but they can't do nothing against him. This man is like fully backed up. He has the top of the line technology.
Has political pull.
Like, this man is literally untouchable. Like, the only person that can really kill him is himself, right? So he has a point there.
Yeah.
So, like, even after all of that, he still doubts it. Even though he knows that literally,
did I really kill myself?
Nobody can actually touch me.
Yeah.
Did I really kill myself? And he knows that inside, no, he could never do it because he's having a great life. Like, he is enjoying everything that he's ever wanted, and there's no need for him to kill himself.
Yes.
But he still doesn't believe it.
Yes. And then also, he doesn't think his own family killed him because he put it in the will that if somebody kills him, they get nothing.
That is a very good, I guess.
Not even. He put in the will, if I die, my family gets nothing. It wasn't like, if one of these people kill me, they get nothing. It was like, if I die, period, all these people going broke, they ain't getting shit.
That's a very good caveat in your contract. Like, if y'all want to have a good life, y'all better keep me alive.
Y'all better take care of me out here.
That's right. But, it is pretty terrible how he doesn't let his sons grow. Like, his sons can never, reach, I guess,
like a mature state or
grow old. Like, they always have the same body. Like, they're always going to be his sons, right? Yes. Even though he might be 100 and something years old.
Yes.
He's still going to have kids, and they all going to look like kids, even though they might be 60, 70, older than that maybe.
Yes.
So that's the very, intriguing part of it is like he has this control over his family, so rooted and so and invested, or so
yes, like he has them riled in, so like everybody knows is their place, right? And everybody knows their function, I guess, in his family nucleus, basically. And
yeah, they all have a role, right?
Yeah, and he's the main man of the house, right? Like he's the dad, and everybody else has to fall in line, basically.
Yes. So he's the big dog. All right. So, what is the, I guess, most interesting thing that you learned about Kovacs so far in the episode?
Well, I think the most interesting thing that you learn is that he wants to do good, right? And from the beginning, right, you see
does he want to do good, or he just wants to do good for him?
You're right. Okay, look.
Because
he is a selfish character.
Are there to control, manipulate?
They are, but like he was a lost soul from the beginning who didn't have a purpose, right? He had a rough childhood. His mom was being abused, and he didn't have a purpose, right? And then he gets a purpose when he's a kid by this soldier, like, yo, come fight this war with us.
Yeah, let's talk about a little bit about his background story. So it looks like he was abused as a kid. Like he was
his whoever his mom was with, which we don't know if it was his real dad or not, or who that was, right? But whoever the mom was with, right, at the time, she kind of was getting beat all the time by the provider of the household, basically.
So he was getting beat also by the father.
Yes.
And he had a sister. Like, we are introduced to his sister because we don't meet her until like episode 4 or 5.
Yes.
Right? And he has a sister, and it looks like he hates his father figure, right? I don't know if it's his dad, but he looks like he hates I think he is his dad.
Yeah.
Because whenever, Mr. Bancroft is trying to say that his son is the one person that actually killed him, right?
Yeah.
Or like make him the person of interest.
Yes.
He's like, no, he doesn't have the look of a person that can kill his father.
Not even. He doesn't have the balls.
Yes, exactly. Like,
that's what he made him look like.
He doesn't have it.
He was like, yo, that little man is a bitch.
You're right. He did look like Loki, right?
Yeah.
But great actor.
Yeah.
He sold it. He sold it. But yes, it looks like he's like, no, he doesn't have it to hate your father, right?
Yeah.
So you can tell that either that was his father, or he really hated him.
Yeah.
Right. So it turns out that his father, right, killed his mom, and then threw her mom in like some type of acid that kind of got rid of her body.
Yep.
And then he was trying to do some type of damage to them, like the kids.
Yep.
And then Takashi was not about to have it, and he said, "Yo, I got that blicky with the sticky, huh?"
And just shot that man's sack, bro.
And just went for it, right?
Yep.
And he went to jail.
Yes.
He got arrested, and then this is where we get introduced to this military guy.
Yes.
That is gonna basically lead his path for the rest of.
Yes, the Protectorate, who basically is the military of the UN. I guess you could call them a world government, right, or a space government.
I think they're like space marines.
Yeah, basically. And they're like, yo.
That sounds cooler.
Yo, I saw what you did there. Good work, little guy.
No, it was like, I know what you did. Hint, good job. But it was like, yo, you can still go to jail.
Yeah, you can still go to jail.
Exactly.
But I know you look like 10 years old. You trying to go fight this war with me? We put you in a man's body.
He's like, yo.
Isn't that crazy? How like you're a little kid and this guy's like, yo, join my army. We'll put you in a new body that's older and you can go fight. Isn't that crazy?
He's like, hey, sign this contract and I can get you a Dodge or a Camaro. So just sign it right here. I might have, 13 or 14 years of your life, but you're going to have a sweet Camaro coming out. So these are your,
these are your terms.
These are your terms. You agree to them.
Yes.
And your sister's going to be all right. And we're going to get you trained and you're going to be able to provide for, your stuff.
Correct.
And he's like, you know what? I'm going to go to jail.
Yeah.
So why not? Right.
Yeah,
Instead of going to jail, let me go ahead.
Well, and the most important thing was like, oh, so you guys are going to take care of my sister.
Yeah. That was a very important thing on the contract. Yeah. He's like, all right, cool. You know what? I don't even care about none of that stuff. I will, willingly do this.
Yeah.
But as long as you take care of my sister, right? Make sure that she's good. And then the guy promises, he's like, yo,
we got it.
I will take care of her myself.
Say less.
I will make sure of it personally.
Fam, I got you.
He like, you don't worry about that, bro.
Sign the contract. Little do we know, lies and deceptions.
Yo, that's all men do, man.
I know, men ain't shit.
You know what?
Ladies, men ain't shit.
Relax, no.
But your boy
White
Peter
man
is still
ain't
single.
shit.
Whoa.
Relax, all right?
Whoa, I'm not trying to get canceled.
All
Relax.
right, right. We take that back. We take
Yo,
that
but
back.
we doing it for the culture for the one time, by the way.
Somebody pin that so we can erase that later. But no. I guess this guy, right? He's a total douche, and he doesn't, I guess, abide by those.
Yes.
Well, technically,
He
does.
He does in a
He
way.
sees that, you know.
Because they take her to an orphanage of some sort, and then somehow she gets sold to the Yakuza.
Yes. So in the opportunity pool that she could have had, she got the best pool, right? She was gonna get, you know, it could have been something worse, but she got somebody with a little success, and even though it is the Yakuza, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, that is just a little, I guess, foresight of what will come later.
Yes.
So once he gets trained and everything happens, it looks like he goes off world for like a few years, right? And then somehow we get, you know, a little, I guess, time loop or time jump until, you know, a few years later, where he comes back to the same planet where he was arrested on or whatever. I think he called it his home planet.
Yes.
And they have to go like kill some mob boss, right?
A Yakuza boss.
A Yakuza
it so
boss,
happens
right?
to be.
Because he didn't know who, you know, his sister ended up with.
Yes.
So as he gets in the mission and, you know, the mission unfolds. He
runs into her.
He runs into her and he's like, oh, snap. You know, where'd you get that, you know, necklace from?
Yes.
And he's like, oh, it's my mom's. And like, oh, no, that can't because that was my mom's, right?
Yeah.
And then he recognized
Yo,
her
it was like
sister.
that. It was like that Spider-Man meme where they like it's two Spider-Mans pointing at each other.
That's right. That's right. It was very reminiscing. And plus they're both Asian, so they like kind of look a little.
Yeah. Well, he was wearing a mask. She wasn't, but he wasn't
but when
sure.
he took it off.
Yeah, when he took it off, she was like, "Oh my God, Takashi." Yes.
No, shout out to them people.
Yo, and then tell me how like the sister's boss, the Yakuza boss, was like, "What are you doing?" To Raylene, and she was like, "That's my brother." And then she was just on go. She was like, "Yo, fuck the Yakuza."
She flipped on her clan as soon as she saw her brother.
And then Takashi,
So did Takashi. He was like, "Yo, that's my sister. All right, everybody else, they gonna die.
They gotta go. They gotta go. I don't care if you play for the Yankees or the Sox. You gotta go, my guy. He took care of his own team.
100. That man
kills everybody that he was working for.
So he kills everybody, and then she kills everybody, and it's just them two, right?
Yes.
So now,
which isn't it funny how like they do all that? Like, let's talk about this. They do mass murder on each other's teammates, and then they just go get a drink at a bar. Like, what the fuck? That shit is so underwhelming. But
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
It's a mood.
What would you do?
It's a mood.
Like, what would you do?
Yeah, you're right. I'd go get a drink.
That's right. It's like I haven't seen you in like so many years. You know, we're kind of grown. We're not gonna go like, you know, get some food. Nah, we've done some stuff. So let's go have a drink. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that was a cool thing to do.
Yes.
Right. So they get acquainted again. They become familiar. They're like, we're never gonna separate again.
Yep.
But we have to do something about this because now we're wanted by, you know, the good police people and then the bad criminal organization. Right.
Yes.
So they're wanted everywhere. So Takashi's like, oh, do you remember what we saw when we were kids, right?
Yep.
Like in the forest or something.
Yep.
And then she's like, yeah, but you know, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And anyways, they were like, nah, screw that. We still gotta go find out, right?
Yeah.
And so they venture into the forest until eventually they come across the envoys, right? That's how they got trained as envoys.
Yes, which is a like revolutionary army. You know,
it looks like a militia. Like
it is. They're like guerrilla warfare militia who is being led by this person, right? To change the very way in which everybody's living their lives.
Correct. Yeah. So even in the future, they still have like militias, bro. Like,
yes.
It was pretty crazy.
We're humans, man. I mean, war is the only thing we understand. In
looks
quotations, because that's
like
literally a quote from the show, by the way, guys.
Yeah. I mean, I think if
war is the only thing that humans understand.
It looks like, yeah, man. It's pretty heartbreaking. But anyways,
yes.
As these guys get involved with the envoys, right? They get trained. They go on missions.
Yep.
They become really accustomed to them. And then Takashi, our boy, right?
Oh yeah.
We said we was gonna call him Kovac, but Takashi works for now.
Takashi sounds better, man.
Takashi does sound better.
Shit, I might name my first boy Takashi. Shit. No, I'm just kidding. Yo, Catherine.
Yo, tattoo is 69 or 4. Yo, you should call her Blinky.
Yo, with the sticky?
No, just Blinky. She would hate you. Your wife would kill you if you ever thought about that.
Nah, I would never. My wife's listening. I would never name my child Takashi 69.
Yeah, right. Okay.
The man's a rat.
Yo, relax.
Just kidding. That was my 50 Cent coming out. All right, continue, bro.
There's one mission, right, where Takashi gets captured, and the leader of the envoys, right, is seems to have a little interest on Takashi.
Yes.
And she goes out her way to save the man.
She's a little heated, man. I mean, I think she saw something special in him.
She did. She said, that guy's for me.
I don't think it was more so that, but I mean, yeah, it looked like it. It's kind of like, that guy looks kind of cute. I think, I want to see what he's about. And then she got to talking to him, and then she was like, I'm kind of interested in this guy.
Yeah. So she becomes romantically involved with Takashi, which kind of leads them to their downfall, if you will.
Kind of.
Right?
I mean, their downfall was kind of already
because
planned.
Since, they are mutually in love, right? Now the sister feels left off. And that's kind of the root of all evil. Once the sister kind of feels left off, it's like, no, I thought we was going to be family forever, right?
Yeah.
But, he sees the lady getting a little too
Can you blame her?
Yeah, I can.
I don't know, man. Like,
it's like that man's a grown man. And let me tell you,
his sister.
I don't care how much you love your sisters.
Oh my gosh!
But
here we go.
Your sisters against
Valeria,
your baby
you
mom.
Ain't shit, by the way. Continue.
All right. So you got your sisters and you got your baby moms.
Yes.
Who you agree with?
Why can't you agree with both? You can find a middle ground.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Look, if
that only ends the pain.
Oh my god.
That only leads to pain.
No, it doesn't. You can manage it. You can manage it.
No.
You can literally take the best of both worlds, talk it out, and come to a mutual understanding. That's what I think.
Even if you do all that, everybody loses.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody has to win. Somebody has to win. Either somebody wins or everybody loses.
That's not reasonable, Peter. But whatever. Continue.
All right. So he gets put in this spot, and his sister's not okay with it. He asks him, hey, we've been here for a while. I think we okayed. We should leave, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to die. I feel like these guys are like on a suicide mission.
Yes.
I don't want to die.
Yeah.
And then he's like, nah, I'm in love. I'm going to go ahead and follow this lady to, the edge of the world, right? And his sister gets jealous, and he's like, oh, man, this man loves her more than he loves me.
Yes. She's definitely like, yo, I don't know if this is for me. But can you blame her, though? Like, because, dude, like, you're like, okay, bro, we're in some shit. What do? Let's go to the forest and go find this thing that we saw when we were children, right? And then they go, right? And then
she wasn't even sure at the beginning.
Exactly. And then she's like, they meet Quail, right? This person who's doing this uprising.
Right? I forgot.
Yeah, Quail, who's doing this uprising, right? And they meet her, and then he's like, you know what? Sign me up for this other war too. Let's go. And Ray is just like, all right, so I guess we're going to war again.
Yo, family is family.
Yo, I mean, she stuck by him, right? She was like, yo, if my brother says he's gonna stick, let's go.
If he says you're cool, then it's cool for me.
Exactly. So like, I mean, we see now in the present, right, that Ray is, obviously doing not good shit, right? When Kovacs comes back, right? And it's because she's been strung along, with Takashi the entire time when he's been making all the decisions, and she wants to make the decisions. Is that so wrong, Peter? I mean, what do you think?
I think this later comes back and hunts, Takashi, because, she brings it up at the end.
Yes.
When the series ends up. But
yes, exactly.
This is only, basically, this is the whole plot twist. Is, he was in love, and he kind of took his sister for granted, even though his sister was by him the whole time.
Yes.
And, he was in love. But can you blame him? That man was in love. Everybody that gets in love doesn't know how to act. Fair.
But I can't blame Ray either, because even when Takashi, like, all that stuff happens, I mean, to be fair, though, in the story, we find out that Ray, his sister, he's basically involved in a lot of ulterior motive things, right? Because she's managed to amass a fortune throughout this whole time that Takashi has been, in the dark, basically. She's gained influence, right? And we know that she is behind a lot of these elite services for the rich, right? For the meths or whatever. But can you blame her though, man? Like, seriously,
yes, I can blame her.
She wanted to secure the bag.
No,
she wanted to secure the bag.
I don't want to be problematic, but bitches be crazy.
Yo, that's messed up, bro. You gonna say that about your own sister?
No, relax.
Yo,
you're right,
again,
you're right,
yo. Valeria,
yo,
you ain't
relax.
I'm chilling. All right, but yes, all right.
So yeah, I mean, once that backstory gets addressed in the show, we can continue on, and Takashi eventually finds out about her, right?
Yes.
Because it appears that she dies in the past, right? She dies, and he's been mourning her, his entire life.
Yep.
Kind of living this.
Not just her though, Quail too, who was
also
the love of his life,
right? Dies back, back in the past, and he's kind of dealing with that throughout his old days, and then in this investigation, trying to find out that his the boss Bancroft is dead, or how he killed himself. He finds that his sister's been alive, and that she might have something to do with this whole thing.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yes.
Which we find out later in the show that she was kind of like the mastermind behind the whole operation. Right?
Exactly.
She's the one that planted certain seeds here or there in order to get Bancroft to get this specific person out of jail in order to know who killed him. Right?
Exactly.
So it was all like, look at the length that she went through in order to get her brother back. Right?
Well,
yeah. I mean, in hindsight, that's what it is. Because while she had ulterior motives after, she had really good, I guess.
I don't know, man. Because remember, she was the one that convinced his wife to drug him, right? So that she could exploit him to blackmail him to stop that law from passing.
That's I guess the main issue, right? She was doing it for her own selfish ways. She wanted to have her business still
technically
right?
Was she in a pickle and when she was like, yo, big brother, help me out? I mean, how many times does your little sister say, yo, big bro, I need your help, bro. I'm in a tough situation right here, my guy. And you are like, you ain't shit, but I'm gonna help you this one time.
Relax. You have helped your sister as well. Shout out to her though. Shout out to her. But no, you're right. You are right. We always have to be, the ones that, come in and save the day.
Yes.
But no, eventually we find out that, his sister was the main, villain of the show.
Yes.
She's the one that, makes sure that all of this was executed. And in the end, right, all she really asks of him is to
help her cover it up.
Right? He believes that he was actually murdered, which in the end we find out that no, he killed himself.
And I think that would have been fine and all, but it was the way that she went about it. Like, she went about it in a bratty ass way, motherfucking killing people. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where like it all gets misconstrued. Because I think if she would have just got that man out and been like from the go, hey, this is what I'm doing, he would have been down. You know what I mean? Because he was like that kind of guy that was like, yo, I don't give a fuck. I'm just here for the good time, not the long time.
No, but like, look, she tried that. She made the son go pick him up.
No.
Detective Ortega kind of interrupted everything.
No. She didn't make the son. She made the Demi brothers. Remember?
Yes.
She made them go pick him up, but then that guy got all crazy and wanted to kill him basically for no reason.
That's right. So she had good intentions for him. Like, hey, I don't want you to get involved in none of this. I just wanted him to take you out, and then I was going to pick you up.
And it got complicated.
And then it got super complicated.
Because Bancroft chose that body, which was Riker.
Yes. So the story itself is a little messy.
And
you have to really pay a lot of good attention to it in order to know what details connect to what case. Because there's like 4 cases happening.
At the same time.
Because there's this missing girl problem, some body found, and then, Bancroft's death. And then also you have, Billy the Kid.
But at the end of the day, Peter, I think that...
Billy the Kid.
Yeah. At the end of the day, his sister Ray still betrayed them in the past, man. On the ship.
Well, yes, you get eventually told the real story. Like, she tells them her side of the story is like, hey, I got tired of, seeing you guys together. Yeah. And, I just thought that, this was a good, I guess, plan.
Yes.
And
she wanted to.
She betrayed him from the start.
She betrayed him so that they could have a better future.
Yes. Because the lady herself, while yes, I guess Ray didn't understand why she was doing some of these missions and how she was actually putting them in danger.
Yes.
She was kind of crazy. Like, she wanted everybody to completely die, right? Yes. She was like, no, I feel like people shouldn't live forever, and this is the root of all evil, time. And, now that people don't have, I guess the ultimate, I guess, equalizer where everybody dies eventually, right? It makes people that have a higher class get even higher. Yeah. And then people that are poor get even poorer because they will control you no matter what, because you will never get enough money to buy yourself another,
body,
life or anything, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they are the true monsters in the show. Is rich people, right?
Yeah.
Rich people are the true monsters in all the shows.
And marginalizing people, right?
But shout out to Jay Bezos.
Yo, leave Jeff Bezos alone, bruh. That man rich, by the way.
He got,
Did you know that he actually paid to get one of the Apollos out of the sea? Like, from his own pocket. Like, really? He was like, yes. Like, can you imagine waking up one day and you're like, you know what? That's one satellite that, like, went in the ocean back then. I'm going to go get that bitch real quick.
All right. No, I was going to tell you, like, that man got divorced, right? And he got, his woman got half of what he had. And he was still the richest man on earth. Like, it is crazy. That man had so much money.
Yo, he on the come up.
Shout out to him. Don't sex nobody, though.
Yo.
You got to be careful.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. But that man got put under a microscope for a second there. I'm not going to
lie. But, yeah, so the show itself, it kind of wraps up nicely where, like, we find out that, Bancroft actually did kill himself. And, Ray was the mastermind behind everything. And we find that, Ray has been keeping a secret backup of Quail. So she's still alive somewhere. And then, Takashi or, Kovac managed to unfold and find out about all these things. And now he doesn't know, what to believe anymore. It's like, should I trust my sister and just continue on with this, plan that she has?
Yep.
Or... do the honorable thing, the right and then thing. Like, make sure that, she actually goes to jail, because he loves his sister. He's like, I don't want to kill you.
Everything he's done up until a certain point in his life was for her.
Yes.
And then when he started to do things for himself, that's where it got really messy.
Yes.
But yes, in the beginning, everything he did was for his sister. And it's honestly, when you look at the big picture of it all, it's such a sad story. Because, like, even when it ends and he's confronting her, I felt like a knot in my stomach because I was like, damn, like, this guy has been through hell and back, and now he still has the hardest thing to go through, right? To stop his sister, somebody who he loves more than anything in this world.
Yo, we could never win.
We can never win. Yo, dude, we can never win.
That's right. And it's part of this complex story that we get to, it really pays off at the end because, yes, you get to first feel sorry for him because his sister died, his love died, and then it comes back around where, like, we find out that his love is not actually dead and that his sister is actually a bad guy, and then, or bad girl, right? And then everything gets turned upside down, where, like, he has to choose, and I think he does a pretty good job of making sure everybody pays, right?
And he does everything in his power to
save her.
Yes. Like, he even lets her get away with, like, murdering people.
Oh,
yes.
Like, he helps her.
Yeah.
He helps her.
Yeah.
And, I think we're missing somebody here. Like, we talked about everybody, but what about the Ghostwalker guy?
Yeah, I mean, that guy wasn't shit, though, man.
He wasn't shit, but he was pretty cool. Like, that man
he was a bad guy. He was a bad guy.
on site.
He didn't care. If I see you, you're dying. Oh, yeah. Like, and you're not, like, fake dying where I kill your body and you can hop into another body. You real dying. Like, I'm going to mess up your little sack.
He did not care who. Like, he killed girls. He killed guys. He killed kids. He killed anybody. As soon as they said, yo, kill them, they were out.
Yeah.
He had no chill.
Yes.
So... Yes. We also have to shout him out, that man, pretty good actor. I hated him, which is, I
mean, he did a great job if you hate him.
That's how you know he did a great job, because I was like, oh, man, he killed the kids.
Yeah.
So, but he gets, I guess, properly killed. I felt like they could have done something there.
It could have been a lot worse.
He did too many bad things where, like, they didn't kill him.
It could have been way worse for him, honestly. But, I mean, Ortega did a good job of... Because she's not, like, the strongest character, right? Like, physically, you know what I mean? She hasn't been trained in all this shit. So, like, it was good to... It was satisfying just to see her...
Ortega could arrest me any day.
Yo, you need to calm down, bruh. But she did a good job of overcoming an obstacle that was greater than her, which I think within itself is a pretty good closure to the Ghostwalker.
Yes. So... we just have to shout him out because I felt like we didn't address him, and he's very important to at least the later part of the plot, right? Yes. Where he helps out the bad, the main villain in this case, execute half of our plan.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very satisfying in the end. You know, you leave wanting for more. You want to know what happens to.
And they leave you wanting for more.
Wait, I forget one thing. Like towards the end, right, where they have to go, you know, actually complete the final mission, right, where he's like, hey, I have to like make sure that my sister pays for all this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Takashi
yeah.
clones himself, right?
Yes,
that's
he double sleeves.
That's part of the solution, or like how he manages to outsmart her, right? He clones himself, right? And then he goes and talks to his sister. Wait, so when he clones himself, right? He
makes her think that he's somewhere else, right?
No,
not an
like,
obstacle anymore.
Wait, this is important to the plot, right? So he clones himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he sends his clone, like a person that only knows till that period of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he sends him to her, right?
Yep.
And he, you know, argues with her or whatever, and then he's like, you know what? I don't even care. Do what you want. I'm out. Just don't bother me, right?
Yep.
And then she's like, no, but I want you in my life. I need to have you in my life, right?
Yep.
And then he goes to paradise, if you will, right?
Yep.
Where he goes to the background's wife with like, you know, all the hoes.
Apparently that she's cloned herself and like he's just gonna have oodles and noodles of sex with all her bodies.
He's just gonna have breakfast and sex, and you know, that's life.
Yeah. So
I can see where he would have said, you know what, let me take that life instead of killing me.
Yeah, living the best of both worlds, man.
Yeah. So that's where his clone goes, right? His clone goes to the island.
Yep.
And then real Bancroft, right, gets to stay and execute the plan. So
real Kovacs.
Yes. So his sister thinks that, all right, so this man is up to something, but she can't really figure it out.
Yeah.
So anyways, the plan happens, and then he ends up killing her sister, right?
Yep.
And in the process, he himself dies.
Yep.
Right? So he himself dies.
Yep.
He sacrificed himself, and everybody kind of gets either acquitted or, you know, guilty, whatever their cases.
Yeah, justice gets done.
And then in the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since that clone died, or I guess the original died, right? There's still a body, but there's two minds.
Yeah.
So who goes into the body, right? And we're not really told.
Yeah.
Because they do a rock, paper, scissors to see who gets to live. Yeah. Whether it's the person that experienced killing his sister and, finding out, stuff.
Yeah.
Or the person that never really got to experience that, side of that and was just fucking hella bitches,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, we do know.
How?
Because remember, he comes back to Ortega at the apartment, and she's like, "Which one are you?" And he's like, "The one that was on the other side of the door."
No, the one that you say goodbye to.
I guess, yeah, man. You could interpret it that way.
And he says
it is the one you say goodbye. It is the one you said goodbye to. I don't know, man. I think it's the guy that sacrificed himself, man.
I mean, yes, but
because he remembers like everything, man.
He remembers that his love of his life is alive.
Well, they do talk too, but when they decide,
he could have told her how it is to, how it felt. But he himself never.
I didn't think about that. All right, fair enough.
He himself doesn't, know how it feels.
That's a good way to think about it.
He only got told what it felt like, but he himself never experienced it, and therefore, in his
you don't know for sure.
He still loves his sister, right?
Because when they're talking about. When they're allowed to talk about who will get the body, who will get to go back to the real world because they're double sleeve.
Yes.
You're right. They get to talk to each other.
Yes.
And you technically, as a viewer, are never really sure. Yes. I guess that's a good way to interpret that. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So,
I for sure thought it was the guy that went down and sacrificed himself. But damn, that's a good way to look at it, man.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a good way to look at it.
They kind of give you like this, plot twist is like, which one really did live? Like, was it the guy that was, enjoying life, or the guy that had to sacrifice everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, that's something that gets up for interpretation.
Yep.
And it kind of sets up the plot of, because when he comes back into, Kovac's body, right?
Yeah.
He goes and he visits Detective Ortega for one last time.
Yep.
He's like, all right, I just want to make sure that you're good. I'm about to go and hand this body back so they can put back your bed, right? Because that was her original bed before anything, and that's why she was taking care of that body, right?
Yes.
And she took care of that body.
Yo, she took real good care of that body.
God.
Woo!
But that man was wilding because he was doing anything.
Anybody
that wanted could get it. Literally, that man wasn't for play.
Yeah.
So all right, so he goes and turns back on like the body, and then we're not really showed who his new face is.
Yeah.
Well, now we know because
there's a season 2 trailer,
yes, the season
so
2
we know
trailer.
What he looks like.
But yes, so now you know it was fun when I first watched this season.
Yes.
I was really interested. Like I wanted more, and for a year or so, I had no idea they were gonna make a season 2. I was like, oh man, that was such a great show. I wish they would follow up on it. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited for where the show is going, man. Yes. And I can't wait.
Yep.
So that's kind of, I'm gonna say in brief, but not really.
I mean,
what the story is all about.
It's a lot to take in,
right?
But great show.
Oh,
great show.
Definitely great show. There's so many things that we can get into about it, like the religion aspect of it.
Oh yes, dude. Like what's a soul, man? Like we see in the show, like there's people called neo-Catholics, right? You know what I mean? Yes. Shout out to all the Catholics out there. I guess they get, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, look. The neo-Catholics, right, where like it's like, yo, are you really you? Like once you die, like is your soul actually gone every time you go into a new body, a new sleeve, or what they called it? So yeah, that religion aspect was crazy, right? And I think it's also like, to me, like when I thought about it, I was like, shit, like every time you die, like you go into another body, but that body is dead. Like, are you? Are you just a copy of what you once were? Like, I mean, what do you think?
No, you are right. I guess it's tricky.
Yeah.
It depends on what you really believe in.
Yeah.
Right. I think, yes, it's still you. Like you still have all your memories. You have all the same thoughts towards, all the people that you care about.
Yeah.
So it's still you in a way.
Yeah.
Right. However, I also think the opposite side, where it's like, God really wants you, or, he set you in a, way that it is now.
Yeah.
And if you change anything out of that, it's like, it's not God's will, right? It's you. So therefore you are like unholy, you're unworthy. And therefore you might, not be a good, Catholic or, whatever religion person. But it is up to interpretation.
Yes.
It's crazy because those type of people, right, actually get like a surgery of some sorts where they can't come back to life.
Yeah. There's like religious coding that would, that's it. Like that's your one life.
When you die,
you die.
You don't come back to life no matter how much money you have.
Yes.
You're dead
that's
for life.
Yep.
So if you basically are,
it's like being pro-choice or not. You know what I mean?
No, but even then, you have an opinion. Like you can always change that stuff. But for this, right? Say this gets tricky because say you are a religious mom or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And you set your kids up for that. What if they change their mind later on? And they can't because they already said you can't unchange it.
Yeah.
Right? So I guess we're not really addressed.
But you can though, because
you can renounce it.
Yeah. Because Detective Ortega was neo-Catholic, and then she renounced her religious code, and now she can be double sleeve.
Oh, I got you. You're right. You're right.
So you can renounce it, but I think it's like a will. Like if that's what you have if that's your settings right now, that's it, bro. You gone.
But there's also like, I guess, a different religion, because they also talk about a different religion where they actually do something to the chip, where like even if you die, your thing is like damaged, so you can't come back. So there's a different. I don't know if it's a religion in the show or it's like a cult or something.
Yeah.
Where like, yes, those are the religious people, right? And it's in your code, and they like the authorities can't do it anymore because it's legally abided by some type of law, and they can't bring you back. But then there's other people that actually choose to like have some type of damage to their chip, so it's an actual permanent thing. Once you die for real.
Yeah.
So those are like, I guess, the extremists in this case.
Yes.
But it's very interesting how there's still religion, involved in this world.
There has to be, man.
Even though once you live forever, you start thinking, you start questioning, like, hey, if I can live forever, was there ever a God actually, right? There's so many questions that come up, and it gets a little, I guess, muddy, and it really up for a bunch of debates and discussion.
Yes.
But I digress. That's very deep for this podcast.
Exactly. Yeah.
So another thing that we can argue about is the technology in this world.
Yes.
It's like, it's crazy. Like, yes, they have flying cars. Yes, they have, virtual, I guess, worlds. They have AI. They have all these cool
everything, dude. It's like everything that we have now, but taken to like the next like quadruple level, man, where like, damn, like virtual reality, but like you feel everything, right? Like you feel like you're there. The whole the whole sleeving thing.
We never really I guess shown. Like I would have liked to see is art, like their food. Like it looked like regular food.
Oh yeah, it did look like regular food.
You know, the mom was cooking.
Even though well, I think like it's just regular food because it's whatever the body needs, right? Because like your body uses blood and cells still.
But it's not really a body because you can grow it.
I guess, yeah.
So like, what type of intake do you need? Like, can you just get fuel? Would that work for you?
I mean, I would assume so. They really didn't show us. If anything
happens to your body, you can always get like an implant or something, right? So it's like there's no need for actual food.
I don't know, man. I think that the food
I think that was
still
a choice.
needs
Like it was a choice. Like if you
think so?
Yeah, like if you still like the original food, you can still consume it.
Yeah.
But
because Ortega's family was cooking food all the time.
That's what I'm saying. But it was a choice. Like she never stopped like during the day, like while she was at work.
For real. I never saw her eat a Jimmy John sandwich.
That's what I'm saying. Like while she was at work, right? What if they don't get tired at all? They just choose to have dinner with their family as a tradition or something, right?
Yeah.
So it's more of a, in this world, did we actually get hungry? Like once you can live forever, can you also get hungry ever again?
Yeah. I would assume still so, bro. Or at least like there has to be some type of fuel going into that body because that body is still working on cells. We still saw them bleed. Like I still think that body needed some type of fuel to stay alive.
It does have some type of fuel, or some type of intake that it needs in order to continue. Yeah. But is it necessary food? Can it be just like some other?
It probably could be anything. If you're that into the future where you can fucking jump bodies like that, I'm pretty sure
I'm saying.
that you could probably just probably get a shot with vitamins in it and be good to go.
Out of all the technologies like in the show, the one that looks a little primitive is just food. Like it looks like regular food.
Yeah.
Right. And I guess, something that they can tackle in a later season. But I thought it was a little interesting that they just kept that original.
Yeah. Oh, dude. And another cool thing, the language thing.
Oh, yes.
I loved how people...
They can, like, speak any language.
Any language that they want. Dude, that's the future, man. Isn't that crazy?
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
However, if you can speak any language that you could.
Yeah.
Like, that you wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, why... stay to one? Like it looked like all the Latino people.
And you know what? The show doesn't really like say like you see them all understand the different languages.
Yeah.
But like, what if the show was trying to say that like maybe everybody's talking their native language and they just understand each other? Like, wouldn't that be crazy?
They don't show that. So
you never know. You never know because everybody jumps around in the languages.
Yes.
Like the Arab guy is talking in Arabic, but also you hear him talk English. The Hispanic girl is talking in Spanish, but also talking in English. Like the Japanese guy is talking in English, but also Japanese. Like you just see like you don't know for sure if everybody's just speaking their native tongue and they just all understand all languages, or if everybody just understands all languages and they just flip flop in between them.
Yo, shout out to subtitles.
Woo! The real heroes here.
Oh, for real.
Especially of this show.
No, for real. So yeah, I mean, I like the language part of it. I thought it was very interesting. It was a very good take on it.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be that advanced in technology, I think we should be able to communicate on any language, right?
Yes.
A little, I guess, a cool part about it are the human enhanced or like bodily enhanced humans that get shown whenever they go into the ring, like the fighting ring, like the underground fighting ring. Those are pretty cool too as well. Like
they're like genetically modified.
Yeah.
They had like horns and
they were like super tall.
They were
super
made for
strong.
battling. Yeah.
So those were pretty cool. I would have liked to see other people. Maybe a different setting. Like I guess it was very limited what they could have done in that little cage.
Yes.
But I would have liked if they had the possibility to do that. Maybe a human that can get into water and can never like drown.
Yeah.
Maybe expand on that.
Yeah.
Also, we never got to see none of the water. Like we didn't see we only saw the city.
Yes.
I guess I wish I would have seen a little bit more of the world. Like we only saw one city.
Because we only saw Bay City.
And only one planet. Like they say that they can go to any planet.
Yes, there's multiple worlds.
Others, like aliens. Like I would have liked that. Maybe it's coming soon, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
that would be cool to
But those are like cool things that I thought whenever I was watching this show, and when it was one episode or like one season, I thought of all these things like, oh man, I wish they would have got into this, or like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. But that's what I love about it, man, is that they like take you and they drop you in this world, right? And like it's like already taken off. Like it's not crawling and trying to make you understand things. Like it already is what it is, and you're just thrust into it. So I think that in season 2, I'd be curious to see like how they tell you more about what has happened throughout human history, because we don't even see that. Like Takashi never talks about like as a kid like what home world he was really on, or like we just see him talk about when he becomes an envoy basically. So yes, I would be curious to see too more about the worlds, the different worlds.
Okay, all right. Other planets. I would have liked. There was no pets.
Yeah, I see a dog.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I question all these things. It's like,
these are the real questions of the show.
Like, it's nice to have, you know, a brothel of, you know, plastic prostitutes where you can literally get anybody that you want, right? But there was no animals. I didn't really see no animals. I also didn't see any like bikes or like other means of travel other than
the flying cars
and walking, right? Also, I didn't see no hoods. Like, was there really a hood? Was there like you know, any poor people around? Like,
like yes, they had any clothes or anything like
we're
that.
told that they are, but like we're not really shown like the hood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No. Yeah. That is a weird part that you're saying, like, if we see like ghettos, or what do you mean?
Yeah. That's what I meant. Like,
we do. I mean, the meths live up in like the sky, and like people are grounded.
So you're telling me there's no middle class?
I don't think so. I think
So
I think you're either rich
poor or you rich.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yo, all right, I got you.
We see that, right? Like the meths. I mean, they never get full, right? Like even what's his name? Bon. What's the main bad guy's name?
Billy the Twin.
What?
Billy the Twin.
No. The guy that wants his murderer looked at. Man, why is his name blanking on
Bancroft.
Bancroft, yes. We see that with Bancroft, right? Where he throws a party and he's like, yo, bring the one thing that you think is going to like surprise me, or your most expensive possession, right? That could surprise me, right? They never get full, man. And so they fantasize like about the things that like they can never, even the rich fantasize about things that they can never really have, which is like death, right? Like real death. You know what I mean?
Oh, so yes. So the rich fantasize about
exactly,
you know,
and
what death is,
and that's what Takashi's sister Ray does. She like profits off the rich wanting the one thing that they can't have, like death, like real death. They can't have that, but they want to like do that to somebody else, and to see what it's like, to feel what it is. And isn't that wild?
It's interesting. It brings back the point of you want what you don't have.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
it's never enough.
Yeah. No matter how much.
Do you think that's human nature to never have enough? And that's why we see in this show a society or human beings that have never taken enough and have, transgressed into a place where like they can live forever, and like if their resources are there, have all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you bring up a valid point. You know, I guess even in the future, humanity's still messed up.
yo, we still selfish. We still out here trying to take everything for everybody, bro.
It doesn't matter how far advanced we are. People are still gonna be trash, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough.
But no, I mean, you're right. It shows you the very social, I guess, hierarchy.
Yes.
That, you know, humans have once they have an idea of where they stand. Like, if you are a meth, you know, you have unlimited funds and means and time.
And resources, yep.
You just
take what you want.
Yeah, you either enjoy life and take what you want, or because Mr. Bancroft, even in his you know, I guess shallow interest, whatever, he still try to help. Like, in his way, right?
Yeah, but like even when you see him trying to help, like when he goes and visits all those sick people, and because he's so rich and he has so many clones of his own body, he can go and touch these people who are really sick, who can kill him, and he gives them things, and apparently he likes to touch them because nobody wants to touch them, right? Because they've had this disease from so long ago.
Don't you think that it gives them what they want? Like, they want.
It does. But I don't know. At the same time, like, it made him look like a god to these people, like as if like he was taking for granted his ability to live forever and take it out for a ride just to like make himself feel, you know, like he was like the only thing for these people that could like fill them up, you know, with the one need that they had, like to be able to touch, you know, a normal human being who isn't like them.
No, you're right. I guess that's another point the show does a great job of tackling is these people that have unlimited everything. They can't be viewed as gods, and you know, gods also.
Which the Ghostwalker sees Ray as a god, because
that's one of the main motives that he actually does everything for her. Right, is because he sees that, hey, she's all powerful, everything.
She has a viewpoint of the world that nobody else has,
exactly.
And he thinks literally she's a god. She's the way.
She is the way.
I mean, Ray is the way, man. Even though you were hating earlier, but Ray is the way.
I don't know, man. Do you think that was her body?
Yeah, that was her real body. I think that was her real body, yes. Because we see her when she joins the Envoys.
No, but I mean like her naked body. Like, you know how some people have like...
you think they CGI'd her face on that body?
Yeah. Like, was that a body double?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I mean, maybe I'm just hating. That's not my ideal.
You thought it was too perfect?
No, like, I don't know. I was a little disappointed. I thought she had a little bit more meat in it. I guess it's just not my taste. And, shout out to all body sizes because we all love all women.
Fair enough.
But I was just questioning it, like, yo, is that how she looks naked?
Yeah. And maybe this is one of those shows where you could definitely probably CGI like a face or use a body double that. I mean, people in those shows, in movies, shows, they use body doubles all the time, but I don't know, man. I don't know. We never know. I mean, we'd have to ask the producer. Yo, shout out to the producer if you want to come on the show.
Yo, shout out to the producer. Shout out to Netflix.
Yo, again,
we're still waiting on your email. Just let us know.
Yo, hook us up with the early preview of the show so we can review them and give you the clouds.
Yo, can you
maybe
imagine?
if they're good?
Of course. They're good. Oh, yeah. We have to let them know. We gotta be truly, honest to the people.
Oh yeah, of course. Like, of course.
We can't be all 10 for 10 just because Netflix are paying us.
Exactly.
Exactly. Now we still gotta know. Plus, I think we're a little too nice. Like, you giving out 9s.
Look, like, this is one of those shows.
And this is just the first 2 episodes. Are you kidding me? Like, we're gonna shred shows.
I mean, you were honest about it. I wanted to be honest about it too.
But I feel like we're too.
I gave Don't F with Cats, our first episode, a hard score.
Do you think we should like also review like 3s and 4s?
Of course. Look. I can think right now in my head of a couple 3s and 4s that were hype or that were like hidden gems.
All right.
For sure.
All right. I like that.
For sure.
Okay. All right. Coming soon.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that were like completely
but
like unique. The hidden gems, completely unique stories, unique things, but they just didn't make the cut.
But just think about the user though. Like if you're the user, right? And then you hear about, I guess the first, 20 minutes as we usually do the intro to our show to get people interested. Yeah. And you hear the intro. And then we rate it as a 4. People might not still be interested. They don't want to check the show out.
That's so true.
So it's like you really got to sell a show, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're here for. We're here to sell people on these shows, and therefore we might only review the higher one. So now I'm trying to. I guess I answered my own question. Is like that's why we're rating these shows so high. Is because we're giving you the jewels. We're giving you the.
These
gems.
are the jewels.
Yes. Oh, never mind. I take it back. Put a pin on this. We might have to retract this.
For sure.
No, but I like it. I like the idea where we're going, and this show is a great example of it.
Yes.
Another thing I wanted to talk about was let me see here, the ending. So, what did you think about the ending?
I think it was beautifully put, man, because Takashi, he loves his sister, man, and like it's kind of like wow, like the things we'll go to do for our own blood, for the people that we've been with from the start, like that we love more than anything in this world. But like it was crazy to see that she took Takashi to that point where like he was like, okay, no more, like enough is enough, like I have to stop you, like you are not who I protected, who I loved, like you've become something else and I have to stop you. So I think the ending was it was very emotionally complex for me because it's kind of like it's like moral thing, like it's the person you love but they're doing something wrong. Do you stop them? Do you help them? Like from the beginning we saw them, they were like, yo, for us, it's your brother and your sister above everything else. And then in the end, like it was too much and they pushed each other too far, and we saw like the aftermath after that. And I think that it's just a beautifully put story to question the whole moral question of like, how far do we let our loved ones go before we tell them, hey, like we need to correct this behavior or do something about this?
Yes. I definitely say that was a strong point. It's like, hey, we're in this, I guess, storyline. Could have Kovac talked to his sister about, stopping. And he tried. Yeah. He tried to fix it.
Yes.
Not really stop it.
Yes.
He was trying to get her to confess in order to, make her pay, and then eventually she loses everything, and then she'll come back to being her sister, right?
Yep.
But that wasn't really going to stop her. Like, she was still going to come back. She might have done the same exact thing. It might have taken her a little longer, but she was just going to be bad because that's the type of person that she grew up out of all the things that she lived through. I think you kind of become this monster, you know? you either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain, right?
Yes.
So this is another one of those stories, and I feel like where could have Kovac, I guess, talked to her in between to make her want to not be a
I
crazy
think
person.
it had to happen in the beginning. I think that
Like in the beginning when they were kids, or like in the
beginning when she let him out of the ice, when she like brought him
by
back.
that time, I think it's too late. I think it was
Well,
in the whenever they were training to be envoys.
oh well, yeah, you're right. She took it too far from the beginning because, of course, Quail, she betrays everything. You're right. But actually, when I look at it like that, you're right. In that sense,
he didn't even know that he was going to betray them, right? I think he should have talked to her right after they got out of the, I guess, killing everybody.
Yes, and they should have been like, hey, or like before he joined the envoys, I think is the right place. Like, hey, sis, I'm about to go do this thing. This might be selfish of me. You might want to go do your own thing, follow your own dream, or you can stick by me while I try to figure this out.
But I guess they're family, man. You haven't seen your brother and sister in like 35 years.
Yeah, you're kind of gonna be like, all right, you know what, bro? If you want to stay here, no matter
what you want to do, I'm doing it with you because I haven't seen you and I want.
But Ray still betrayed them all.
Nah, she was a writer from the go.
Yeah.
And then I feel like Takashi played himself.
Yes.
Low key, man.
Yes.
It's like, yes, why'd you had to go and, get in love with this person?
Yes.
Like if you would have talked to Ray about it, right? You would have said, you know what? I think I'm really feeling her. What do you think, right? Like, is she the way? And maybe try to listen to your sister. Of course, sometimes your sister's trying to
trying to help you out.
No, sometimes they are trying to help you out, and shout out to your sisters out there, especially yours and mine as well.
Yeah.
But I feel like, either sometimes they trying to help you, sometimes they're gonna try to play you. It depends on how. But of course, they have this other thing called sisters intuition. I guess, have you heard of that? It's like where they know more than you for some reason. I guess that's what they do.
Yes.
But I guess she saw like the path that she was gonna take him on, like where like it was gonna be a path of, I guess,
being a martyr, basically.
Yeah. But as long as he was okay with that, I think that she should have respected that.
Yes. But she loved him. She didn't want to make him. Let him make that decision.
She didn't want him to die, and that's what Dad brought us here.
Yeah.
But I think overall she did a great job as a villain.
Yes.
I think that all the loose ends got kind of tied up, right?
Yeah.
I like the veil being unveiled in the middle part of the story, where like you thought that somebody else was the villain, but it turns out like
it was
the one black guy that like he was supposed to be the boss. Turns out that it was his sister.
Yes.
That was dressed up as the one black guy.
Yes.
So it's like, all right, cool. That's also another thing is like we don't really see a lot of like different
races and within.
No, I mean now think about it. Yes,
we do actually see a bunch of races.
Now I take
we
that
do.
back.
We do see them all.
We see them all. You're right. We see them all. We see them all.
Yeah, there's diversity there.
There is diversity. Shout out to Netflix. So yes. Yeah, that one guy. I guess he was just like a filler. Filler villain.
Yeah. The one sleeve she was using that was like a kingpin crime boss type of thing. Yes, because we don't really know more about him. But at the end of the day, that was his sister.
Yes.
Who was in control the entire time. Yes.
Also, the other villain, the leader of the fighting ring.
Oh yeah. He owns like the Fight Club.
I totally forgot.
Nothing happens. I mean, he's in the background, but like his sister comes and saves Takashi.
Yeah, nothing happened to him. Like never, we never addressed like.
And it wasn't his fault. He was being. I felt like.
And also,
Demi.
I have so many questions now that I think about it. It's like, how did he find the body that Takashi's like his original body?
I think because they don't talk about it, right? But Ray talks about how she cloned her body a couple times and made a bunch of money off of it. So to me, it sounds like you can clone your own genetic body, and if you have enough cell mass or whatever, you can clone yourself in like the 3D printer that we saw, and you can recreate bodies of yourself of other people, basically. So I think that Takashi must have been put in some system where like his DNA was copied. That's what I honestly think. And I think they do a good job of addressing that. I do think so. Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's okay. I guess, what are some of the questions you want to get answered?
I want to know where Quail is, man. Like, where is she at? Like, what happened to her? Like, what did Ray do with Quail? She says she got her. And Takashi's never sure. Like, Ray is like, yo, if you help me, I'll tell you what Quail is out. And it's kind of like, just to quote the show, like, the mystery that has to be solved, the box that has to be opened, right? Like, is Quail really alive? But like at the end of the day, he still kills his sister.
Yo, Takashi wanted that box.
But hey, yo, he do want that box, and he wants all up in that box. But that's what I like about it, is that it sets it up so that like just you thinking that the possibility of that box being opened is a possibility of it being open allows for them to do a season 2, which we already know is confirmed. So I think that's the coolest thing about the end, right? That we're not done with this world. Like, we have so much left to learn, and they've done a great job of thrusting us in the middle of it. I think now they need to backtrack and give us more of the history behind where we're at. Where's Earth? Like, we never talk about Earth.
Yes.
Like, we talk about Harlan's world. We talk about this base city on this planet, but we never talk about Earth.
Yes.
What happened to Earth? Yes. Where is it? Did we leave it behind?
Yes.
Did we exhaust all its resources? So that's what I want to know more than anything.
I got you. And yeah, by the trailer of the season 2, it looks like they are going to be off world. They are going to be in space and going to different planets. So
yeah,
it is probably coming. I would like to know is what the actual I guess raw materials are used to make humans.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
you know,
they never talk about that.
Don't you get curious?
Yes.
It's like they have these portable 3D printers, 3D bio
but
printers.
what are they using?
But what are they
Are they using some resin?
As the material to make humans, right?
Yeah.
I want to learn more about that. I guess I get too nerdy about it. Like, that's my fault. It's like everything that I see, everything that I look at, I want to know how it works. Like what's it made out of and how it works and stuff like that. So I want to know what humans are made out of, like what material they use. Like, they say that the actual chip that you put their, minds into comes from like a different planet or something. Yeah. And then, that I understand.
And I think
and also, is there limited resources of it?
Yes.
Like, can there be only a limited amount of humans, or can they make unlimited amount of humans?
And you know what I want to know about? Because in the show they show a fossil of these like creatures or beings that we get some kind of like they say like these were who we depicted angels from, who the civilization was. Because it looks like we didn't. To me, it feels like we didn't create this technology to live forever. The sacs, we got it from somewhere. And I think you see how it flashes, the light flashes on the sac. I think it has something to do with that tree. Like, that tree has a lot of symbolism. We never know more about that tree.
Yeah, we get...
and the tree flashes like a light. So, like, there's something there. There's something with that tree that we need to know more about. I'm telling you, man. That's what I want to know about.
I mean, this might be all connected to Avatar, man. You never know.
Yo, cross universe, man.
Yo, it's the Netflix cinematic universe. But no, that's a different universe because that's Disney.
Yeah, that's Disney, bro.
But no, I think you're right. They did point out the tree, its importance, and how Kovac really liked the tree. Yes. When he saw it, he's like, "Hey, I haven't seen that tree in like so long." Yeah. Master
and it flashes. It flashes that light just like the sacs
some
flash.
Type of, I guess, relatability to the actual sac.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. I totally feel you on that. Another question. What happens to the AI person? Like
Poe.
Yes.
He died.
But have you seen trailer?
We see he's still alive somehow.
He's still alive.
But like everything else, though, we know that we can take source code, copy it.
And that is what I'm saying. Does AI actually die? Like the villain in the show, right?
I think they're just like the sacs. Like, if you can copy somebody's like sac, you can copy AI. I mean, and that's the other thing too, is like, are at that point, like, are human beings human beings? Are they just pieces of AI that have been just copied over and over again?
Yeah, but can you really kill AI? Like, AI is smart enough to duplicate itself before,
AI is gonna take over the world.
And plus, he had enough time. Like, it looked like it took like 6 minutes to erase them. Like, yes, I am deleting you. Like, with like Apple remote.
And you're not dying fast enough, so I'm gonna scroll down a little faster,
like, all the way up, like the volume all the way up, so you can die quicker, right? Yeah. But he had like time to upload that one girl's conscious into like
Miss Elizabeth,
the Matrix. We didn't even talk about like that side plot at all, but
that's
it's not even that important.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool though. So the other thing
that is one of the cases that was within the case and outside the case.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, I don't know, man, because it feels like we're all just source code. Because she is a real person in this sack, but then she just gets thrown up into, like, she calls it the relay or whatever, like the internet basically, where she's everywhere. And then she just travels to a new body, like on the satellite ship, right? Remember? Because she takes up over a new body. So like her consciousness is no longer in that sack. It goes to somewhere else. And now she's part of that body. So like, I have so many questions about that. Like, do you even need a sack at that point? Like, if you just become like this ulterior AI in the system, like, like, what is even the meaning of life? Like, is my internet browser like alive? Like, these things
you don't
make me
think. Yo, you don't want that internet browser coming after you. He's seen some pretty dark stuff.
Yo, he knows all my secrets, yo.
No, but I feel like
shout out to Riley Reid. I'm chilling.
But no, I feel like in a way that that question that you have, that's a real life question. Like, think about it. We're all kind of the same. Like, we're all made of the same things. Like, our generic material in like the rootest of the rootest.
Yes.
It's like, it's basically the same.
Yeah.
What makes us unique is like, this extra little bit, our soul, if you will. That's what makes everybody unique, right?
Yeah.
But we're all the same in the inside. Yeah. So
whether you're Google Chrome or Peter.
Some of us are more of a Safari, but shout out to the Android people.
Yo, fair enough. You really like that incognito, man. I'm gonna let you slide.
Yo, as long as you pay the fee, you can be whatever you want, But no, shout out to everybody out there that uses Safari, Apple gang.
Yeah, whatever, man.
But yeah, I still love the show. Love all the questions that I got from it. It makes me think all these things like we just discussed. Great show. I recommend everybody else to give it a chance.
Oh yeah,
sit down and watch it.
It's definitely worth at least 3 episodes. Man.
You watch the first 3, and if you really like the genre, which is sci-fi, you will be hooked and you want to watch more. Yeah. But take the Binge Hunters recommendation, and you gotta watch this show.
100% recommended. Baby.
It is a hidden gem. Not a lot of people know about it, so you can tell your friends about it, and be the cool guy that be like, yo, put everybody on. They gotta remember you.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully people out there that listen to the podcast give it a chance, and any last words that you want to leave people on.
Well, as you all know, season 2 has already been announced, and I think it's actually coming out pretty soon. So I think that for all you listeners out there, if you haven't watched it, or if you've already watched season 1 and you just came here for some discussion feedback, I think get ready for another round of Takashi Kovacs up here in season 2. And then also, they do such a great job with their actors. But from the trailer, we already see that one lady from Power. She was Angela.
Right? Yes.
She's so beautiful. But whatever. All right. They know how to pick their actors.
By the way, I thought they were going to for some reason, they just got rid of Detective Ortega, like the actor. And they're like, we'll just fill her in as what's the difference?
As somebody else.
What it was. I thought that was what it was. But it looks like, she's a different villain altogether.
Yeah.
But I thought that's what it was. Like,
you thought that they were going to use her again.
Just use her as a different person, and nobody would notice.
Yeah. Nah. There's a whole different lady.
Nah, Detective Ortega any day.
Yeah, she's all right.
Nah, you hate.
Well, but yeah, this is, season 2 going to be promising, man. I'm excited.
This has been the Binge Hunters podcast, and hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Oh yeah, thank you everybody for listening.
Check out next week's episode where we're gonna discuss a different show. You want to say it, or we just gonna let them?
Yo, we'll surprise them. We'll surprise them next time. And everybody.
All right.
Please don't be afraid to give us feedback on all our social media platforms.
Of course, yeah.
Instagram, Twitter. You already know Binge Hunters.
At Binge Hunters on all platforms.
Yes.
And we are out.
Yes. Have a good day, everybody.